see it.
All right. It's been a minute, but hello again. We're back. So I thought about doing Malignant, which is a horror that's new on HBO Max, but we tried watching it on Friday night. I couldn't make it. I passed out. It is very rare that I pass out on a new horror movie. So for me, and I knew I wasn't loving it before I passed out, but when I woke up and realized that I had just said fuck it, I realized, man, I must really not have liked that movie. And I've read that a lot of people didn't like it. But we're going to watch Wife Swap. Season 1, Episode 19. They threw them all up on Hulu, and I've been going through it and loving it. Didn't really get into that kind of stuff back when it was actually airing. So, on Hulu, Season 1, Episode 19, Cedar Quest / Oath, I think. And I don't even know if you guys will need to watch along, but let's go ahead and hit play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And again, yes, I'm not paying them for it to be commercial free. We get the bundle though. It's just interesting because every time that I'm watching it now, I keep thinking about how I would take some stranger coming in and living as they do. Like, I don't like being in other people's homes. I don't particularly like people in mine. So somebody coming in would be weird. But then when you have to start acting as they do, like let's say they don't believe in deodorant, I would be one of those fathers like, no, not gonna happen. Go fuck yourself. Showing me a long commercial for Dear Evan Hansen. I'll never see that. Kind of like I'll never see the play. All right. We'll change their lives. Tonight, the Cedar Quests, who live in a wooden house that looks like they're in the North Pole. Yeah, because they're wilderness people. And then we've got the nice picture of a regular family. Oh, they do spreadsheets a lot. I mean, as much as I want to hate on it, in a different time where apps didn't rule the world, I would probably allow spreadsheets, to be my way of reason. Which sounds weird coming from me. I was a kid who refused to balance my checkbook. That's right. If you don't like it, eat poop outside. I don't know who gave that lady that haircut. Actually, both of their haircuts look like they may have jumped out of a time machine after some stylist had their way. But that stylist was secretly out for revenge. Like, you plot and you scheme and you pretend to be this mother's friend for years just so that you can give her a haircut and then secretly laugh behind her back after you've done it. It's that kind of deviousness. That's the reason the barbershops will always be superior. It's just weird. She's out here living in a shack, yet it appears like she's trying to show that she cares about her hair. And what are you doing in that shack? You've got a nose ring in. What people will do for love. She followed this man and agreed to be a shut-in over penis. And you're living in a glorified treehouse. One thing we do know, they like to smash. They got a lot of wood babies. Nothing to do out here but recite poetry, get it on, and hunt. And apparently ask the sun for solar power. Oh, that'll never do. No, you have no water pressure. I used to think it was weird when people bragged about it, but then you step in a shower that has none and you realize how important it can be. It's like if somebody removed your pillow. Nobody thinks much of pillows, and I don't like that pillows cost actual money. Like, they're not as close to free as they should be. But if I took your pillows away, I think that you would find nights restless. A lot of people homeschooling out there. And not a lot, just more than I thought that there would be. But this show, they got like a homeschooling parent every other episode. It's disgusting. Who told you you can teach? The same person who just told people that they can have all the children they want. Sure, you can teach. You don't have to be a teacher or educated or know what you're talking about. Is that a gun book? I mean, teach them how to play trumpet. You can do that. Oh, you guys have no peace. Oh, take that, feminist, because this lady is clinging to the roles that you don't want men to bring up. She loves to be told to shut up and go cook. Well, at least he's a good father. Though that immediately made me question, would a good father do this to your family and take you out into the middle of nowhere? This is where horror movies take place. There's a noise in the middle of the night. But we don't believe in guns. Yeah, there we go. They're up at the crack of 4. Doing stuff. First I go running. Laundry. Coffee. Make breakfast. Walk the dog. Then it's time for work. I get home no later than 6:10 every night. Yeah, she's making lunches. Look at you guys. And they bang too. Again, whoever did her hair, shame on you. That probably is a nice woman. And I don't know what she did to somebody that caused them to do that and tell her that that looks good. They're a savage. Ugh, and those kids got it too. Who is out for this family? And who is doing their hair? I would love to slap their stylist. I mean, hate that last name almost as much as I hate this dude's forehead. It is strong. But he looks smart. And you gotta have a big head to fit all them brains. Yeah, CEO of something. All right. And what are we doing? We're cooking, Mr. CEO? That's right. Because men can do it too. That woman is not going to enjoy her time here. She said flat out, a man can't do the job of a woman. That's why women can have kids. And here's his dad, who went to Harvard, but still makes dinner. That must be nice, though. Like, if I went to Harvard, I don't think that I would be as scared as I am of having to, like, look at my son's homework one day. Really not looking forward to that. It takes balls. When you haven't gone to school in 20 or more years to look over somebody's, like, work and think that you can know what's right and wrong, that I will gladly pass off to my wife. I'll look over, like, English and, like, an essay. But that math homework, I can't help you, buddy. I got nothing. Science, I'm sorry. I can't help you. Yeah, that limo ain't nothing new to this family. Very new to the wood people. Excuse me. You can tell she's disappointed. That slow walk up. That's the walk of a kid who has to go into a department store with their mother. We're going to be here for 2 hours. I hope I can get a chair. Yeah, it doesn't fully want to come in. Like, is this a tree in the middle of this kitchen? It is a tree. Okay. Just built the house around the tree. and then had the audacity to call it the Nut House. That's not funny. Do we shit in an outhouse? Because that's even less funny. Though they do have a little movie theater in there. Good for them. Or is it just chairs that face a wall and they sit there and talk as a family? That feels more like what people in a house tree do. Can't hear that. It's not picking that up. I could fit 35 children in this room. They're so lucky they have so much. Meanwhile, she's just like, people live like this. The bathroom concerns me. Yeah. So I won't be shitting for the next 2 weeks, you say? Just grab one of their boots. She's got a list of things that the kids are forbidden to do. I like that. Every 2 hours, I have to get up during the night and add wood to the stove. Yeah, enjoy. Or you could snuggle up with her husband. That's how they sleep. Warm bodies and sticky icky. And not weed. Yeah, well, some people gotta work.
Lay down. Good boy.
You're not a dog.
Lay down. Lay down.
Maybe no more animal shows for a while.
Good boy.
Good boy. You're not a dog though, honey. That's what you tell dogs.
Dog.
Uh-huh. Maybe like something with actual human beings.
Dog.
No more dogs.
Now the commercial break. eHarmony has really gotten away from the Jesus stuff, and now they're just showing 15-year-old girls all the time. Big old swing they took in the last 15 years. Keto friendly. Although that is a fair amount of protein, but just hearing that something is supposed to fit in with a certain diet, I automatically think it tastes gross. Like if fruit roll-ups suddenly became like gluten-free, which for all I know they are, I don't know what gluten is, and I never will. Don't try to teach me. But if they had like a fruit roll-up that was vegan friendly, I would just assume it tasted like sawdust. If it's good, it's got to be bad for you. That goes for everything. definitely gonna go back and put some music over these commercial lulls. Plus, I had to brush my son's teeth. That's not the best looking spaghetti I've ever seen, but I guess it's not the worst. It was like just better than cafeteria. Because you're not a man cooking for your family. No shit. I value a man that can take a house and put it in a tree with his hands. And they should feel like they could grind paper. Grind paper, that's not what I meant. Saw paper? Is that a thing? What's that hard paper called? Who knows? Sawdust paper? Sanding paper. There we go. This is my life now. They're not even just like poor people. It's like traveling to another time. I question how that one mother knows to get up every 2 hours without a watch or technology. And I'm sure she does have some, but I like to picture her just having an internal clock or a bird on the side of the bed like the Flintstones that screams every 2 hours. It's a living. I know they're little girls and you shouldn't judge, but their hair looks so bad. Like one of them, very young. I get it. Maybe she only grows hair in the back of her head, unfortunately, for now. That other one, though, somebody did that to you, and that person deserves to be spoken to. She looks ready to cry. This is awful. Don't you ever just wake up crying? Oh, never mind. I didn't catch his terrible statement. I thought she was just crying over having to stay there. Who has somebody go to work for you? That lady, tell me about your skill sets. Oh, so you can't do her job.
Yes.
Are you able to make spreadsheets? Oh, you don't know what a spreadsheet is? Oh, well, then I guess you can go home for the next 2 weeks and she'll just use her vacation time.
I don't know what to get Dad.
That's right. Today I had to clean up 500 toys. It's my son reading a Dr. Seuss book to himself. I will read him Baby Loves Coding when I'm done with this. Annual board meeting. Looking bored. Taking notes. I'm bored. I miss my kids. You are 6 years old. Get out of this meeting. Do you mind if I see what you're drawing there? It looks like a little face. Yeesh. Must have been a fun conversation to come back. I know that you're never going to have to do that show again, but just in case you ever ask, the answer is no. We will not allow someone to come in off the street and do your job. Oh, even the kids are getting on Dad. Like I'm making a freaking cherry pie from scratch on your oven from 1632. Cut me some fucking slack. This kid with the bangs. I hope that's a little... Is it a girl? Oof. I'm gonna save my comment since I can't confirm that kid's sex.
Get the foot, get the foot, get the
Oh, I can put the kids in any spreadsheet I like. The hell I can't. Isn't that right, son? You can manage childhood for later. Tell that to the engineering book in front of me and the coding books he just got for his birthday. This kid will be smart. Doesn't have a choice. You can just tell. She doesn't have to say it. You just know. She's not saving any money for her kids to go to college. There's nobody who speaks that ill of the future is doing any kind of planning.
Why?
I could die tomorrow, but I'll tell you what. My kids are gonna be loved today.
BS.
Yeah, a house full of little boys. It will be chaos. That's why you gotta start beating them kids, right? Gotta start putting the boots to them. He gets it. Thank you. You're welcome. I get back from the gym and you're still in the bed, you lazy do-nothing. Get up. Cheerios aren't on the table. And somehow the little girl is already in her high chair. Now maybe one of her sisters did it and helped her. I like to believe she climbed into the high chair like, this is crazy. It's going to be 7:30 soon. No shit, you're not my wife. And now you're not going to go into work for her? You are a treat. Don't cry. Don't cry. It's sad because I'll bet he really does miss his wife. You gotta miss her to be crying like that. But I think more so than the missing part, it's that she's so horrible, it just makes him miss his wife like a child. You gotta get out of my home. Go take a walk, lady. But put your mask on. A mask commercial just came on. Mental health for all is good. And just a little PSA. I gotta believe that if you're listening to this, you are for vaccinations and pro wearing your mask. Otherwise, you would only be listening to troll me, and nobody does. But even Orthodox Jewish people have now started like getting on board. Apparently there are commercials within their community now telling them get vaccinated in a lot more words than that. If they can get on board, then no religion can really stand up and say, oh yeah, actually if you look in page 2500 of our Bible, right there, Jesus said don't get vaccinated. So, boom.
Why? Why?
Another eHarmony commercial. Hi, I'm in yoga pants. Are you single too? Well, if you get eHarmony, you might find me on there. Am I an actress? No. Why would you ask that? Go download eHarmony and start swiping. You might find me and match with me, and then you can bang me. eHarmony. Go download it. There was not a single man on there. Are they really in need of men on eHarmony? Is that the problem? Because that commercial would lead me to believe it's just a sea of women with no one to match with. No one advertises to men. Well, you know he's not going to like these rules. We're back to wife swap. It's weird. She doesn't look like her husband, but she kind of looks like her husband. Like, they don't look alike at all, but they do look like they match. All right, so for my rules, we're going to go stay in a hotel in the city. Come on, everybody, into the jalopy. They have a water thing there, like it's an office. Is there not running water in this home? Water cooler, that's what they used to call them. I am quitting my job. I worked for a week, never again. I will be homeschooling. I think not. And that's a problem. When these people who homeschool come in and think that they're going to yank kids out, that's where I would put my foot down. Nope. Not only do I not believe that you're able to cover the curriculum that they would normally be given, I also am not going to jeopardize what they've got, missing a week of school, not unless we're going to Disneyland. I've already purchased a drum set with whose money? Give me back the visa. I can learn to cook, but I'll forget it next week. I'm gonna buy some chickens. We don't live in that kind of place. Your neighbors are gonna judge. Ooh. Well, with all his smart-ass comments, it was nice to give him a little one. They don't take you seriously. You gotta slap somebody in the face and change the whole vibe. Like, holy shit, Dad's abusive now. And then nobody wants to find out what comes next. It's like a delicious mystery. Babies don't need to sleep. Loving that I'm seeing a lot of these, and if you're curious, I guess I could give like a thorough review of my Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3. I have had it for a couple of weeks now. I do love it, but nothing's perfect, and the good outweighs the bad. I can go into that. I will put that on my list of things for the next episode. I never thought I'd say this, but that's a pretty damn good looking Range Rover. Land Rover. It just hurts to know that they're a Ford. Like, you can call it whatever you want, it's a Ford. A Ford is a Ford, is a Ford. Right, son?
Okay, I'm so thinking.
A Ford is a Ford. Is a Ford. Kind of sounds like I'm saying a four. It's like talking down to some unattractive person. Like, you can put Jordans on, you're still a four. Four. That's right, show us your vax. Wherever you are, hopefully they're showing those commercials. If you're in the South, I understand they probably aren't. I would love to meet someone who doesn't believe that dinosaurs were real, just to hear what long-winded explanation they have for all the fossils that we're still digging up. Like, who put them there? Want to take your boots off? Not really. That kid doesn't look like he wants anything. He's never wanted anything, just to be left alone. I mean, I'm kind of proud of the kids doing some division, although I really don't think that that's how they're being taught to do division these days. I don't get the new math, but I know that ain't it. Like, who taught you this old division? Oh, I was homeschooled. Oh, Jesus Christ. You're fired. Though if there was anybody that I'd want to homeschool me, it's Harvard. Whoa, you're way smarter than our mother. Yeah, I went to like the greatest university. Oh, I see. Dad, will we be going to school? I can't afford that shit. Oh, okay. So I guess I'll just learn how to chop wood and build a house in a tree. Chickens aren't fun, they're delicious. Nobody wants to play with them. And you mean to tell me that these turn into those delicious nuggets that I eat all the time? Interesting. Are you gonna kill one in front of them? See, you just grab them by the neck like this, get a good twist and a yank going. He's better than me for even allowing it to happen. And you're not bringing that in my home. Nope. I don't know what chicken shit actually looks like. Pretty sure they don't just shit eggs like I have going in the back of my mind. Because I did have to ask myself, like, do chickens poop? Or do eggs just come out? And then I quickly caught myself like, no, that's moronic. Of course they have to poop. But it is funny to think that they just lay eggs instead of pooping. Yeah, I got them. All in sleeping bags on the floor. Like, we're going to take your entire life savings and we're going to go put a down payment on a home. That's what we're going to do. No more living in a tree. Who's excited? Feelings about it. I don't think she's going to let that happen. Don't cry in front of your boys. Jesus, I would be judging him from the back seat. Exactly, don't cry. A 3-year-old knows that. And he's losing it. He's not even having like a slow stare off while he's driving with a tear trickling down. He's got his shoulders into it. Like, Dad, are you okay? You're heaving and you're driving. I'm afraid you're going to swerve. We miss Mom too.
Louis?
I like that he's coming down the stairs with the baby. Like, I'm not even trying to put her to bed anymore. I'm just letting you know how impossible it is to put her to bed with the noise being created. No dad likes noise unless he's making it. One of my friend Josh's father's old lines, which I'm sure I will use. He would come into the room wherever we were, and he was cool with there being like 5 dudes in his house at all times. He would just be like, boys, welcome to stay as long as you like. I just want some peace and some goddamn quiet. Mike, you're in charge. Which was just a weird little funny line he would throw out because his son's name was not Mike. putting another kid in charge when your kid is there is hilarious. And we were in high school. We weren't like children. Another commercial break. They know what they're doing. And more dear Evan, whatever. I'll never know. I assume, and I don't know why, I assume it's a story about a gay kid. That's the vibe it gives off. And if it's not about some gay kid, then they got to look at their advertising totally differently, because that's what I took away from it as a stranger who refuses to look at. I can't hear this trailer right now. I won't turn on the captions for it.
Yes, that's the candy.
I've seen that story a million times. Kind of like how I've seen the story of slavery enough. I'm good on slavery movies. Unless Django Unchained comes out with a sequel, I'm pretty good. Like, I don't know what a slavery movie would have to do, what kind of word of mouth they would have to have. Like, you've never seen a slave movie until you've seen this. Really? What's different? Hard to even describe. The slavery is unlike anything that's ever been documented before. You wouldn't believe it. They're sucking toes out there, and field toes are not the kind for sucking. I always love seeing tag team. And that's what lets you know you're old. And the house party dance. But if you're old enough to know, whoop, there it is, you are old. And that's okay. Yeah, fucking around with your kids' education is crazy. Like, you can raise your children to be mashed potato brain people if you like, but you will not fuck with this. Because they are all going to Harvard on a scholarship, or they're going to community college. I mean, who can save up money for like 5 kids to go to Harvard? You got to be pulling in like $1 million a year, which is very possible that they are. They're going to school. They are. And I'm not afraid to kidnap them in the middle of the night and sleeping in the parking lot of their elementary school to prove my point. I would. The camera would next catch me at like 1:30 in the morning, grabbing all of my children and parking the minivan at school like they're going to school. For today's dinner, I made Kraft macaroni and cheese. And I've got these, we're cooking greens. Good for you. It's more than I would have assumed. I really did think he was going Kraft macaroni box with some chicken nuggies, you know. Eat up, everyone, for Father provideth. No eye contact. Oh, we're grilling. What are we grilling? Some steaks? Or animals that you found around your nut house? These are some squirrels that I tricked into a box, and then I beat that box with a bat. It's good squirrel meat. I mean, not thinking that he could make ribs is insulting. He did own that cooker. Rice, I gotta be honest, especially if you're on a 1400 stove like that, rice would be tricky. I still can't make rice, and we do not live in a treehouse. I love it. She said no every time he said they're going to school. Yet, we still saw the kids ride off on a yellow school bus. Because some things are non-negotiable. That's right, you keep talking back. And then the door closed and all we could hear was slaps. Up in our little movie theater. Again though, I want to see the full room to see what those chairs face. Is it a 13-inch color television? I really think he made all of that with his own hands, which ordinarily I would respect, except I don't love the way it looks. Kind of just makes me sad every time that the camera pans around that house. Uh-oh. I think she's leaving. Oh, he's crying again. That's twice for you, man. The other dad's only cried once. I just hate you. I'm sorry. I hate you so much. And, excuse me, I just have to cry in the other room. I see what you're doing with those big bangs. You're not fooling anybody, Fivehead. I see you. And he looks like Mac tonight. You can't be thankful for living in the woods. You just don't want structure. Ugh, don't hug her. You don't even like her, and she doesn't like you. You're both crying because you're surrounded by someone you hate. And that's way too much hand contact. Your wife's not gonna like that. Oh, so you're our neighbors, and this is the house that you made with a tree in it. Whew, it smells like I thought it would. Okay, is that a projector? Okay, it's like a makeshift projector board. Let's see something played on it. It's interesting. If they never have the community over, why did they put all those seats in there? Build a new home for the chickens. That lady would wake up and the chickens would be gone. That's fun? That's fun for you, sir? He looks like Phil Dunphy with Mac Tonight's face, but he definitely gives off Dunphy vibes. If you don't know Mac Tonight, consider yourself young. He was the old McDonald's mascot, not Ronald. He was the moon-faced dude who was playing a piano when they were trying to be classy about serving you garbage. I haven't heard somebody say gay and mean happy in a long time. That's right, back to school. It's our son's first day of 3K tomorrow. Should be interesting. Oh. Oh, that was a good reminder for me to take all the school supplies that are in a box out. I thought about giving them as a birthday present, but then I realized that's a terrible birthday present. I got you pencils and paper and school supplies. Okay, I was just watching this Airbnb commercial. The way that the director made it look, there were dirty footprints going into someone's house, and then you just saw a child laying in a bed, which led me to believe that that child tracked footprints all through the house and then got in someone's bed with dirty feet. The audacity. That's right. Back. And now she's leaving. Get out of our home, lady. back to your tree fort. And she can't wait to leave. Well, this was fun, but, not really. Or the old Bugs Bunny line. Now, don't think this hasn't been a little slice of heaven, because it hasn't. That's something only a mother could say. Because if you put me in a house with a new family, I'm not going to get attached to those kids. And I'm certainly not going to be teary-eyed at the end like I was really attached to those kids. More like goodbye as I head back home. Oh, you're going to cry again? He's setting a record. It was awful. Never again. Don't ever leave home again. She brought a chicken into our home, and he can't lift that woman. Put her down. They're not going to college, lady. I don't even say the word college in front of them so that I never have to explain what it is.
K is in the word skunk. How many K's can you see? L.
Oh, she didn't mean gay in a happy way. She meant if he just wants to be a gay garbage man. Okay. I mean, she's going very roundabout. Just tell them. You aren't saving for college. I know that. I know it, and I didn't even have to ask. See? Why did you hug her? You guys hate each other. I yanked him out of school for a day, and that's enough to make the Harvard lady come out flying across the table. Yeah, he chose not to do it. Yet your husband in this episode says, I would like to talk to her about daycare. That'll be a fun conversation for him. It's in a backwoodsy way, like you're living in a tree, so you have to. Otherwise, a bear might take one of the kids, kind of way. I disciplined one of our children the other day. You should have seen me. It was great. She doesn't want you to help, because that's not what men do. Why are we acting civil again? You proved at the table you hate each other. All right, now for the camera, let's just get one shot of you all shaking hands. All right, well, out they go. They can't stay. Because it smells like a chicken coop in this garage. Yeah, those kids thought that was a joke. She didn't teach us anything, but it was a nice field day. Ugh. Somebody got to her and got her to change her hair. I don't know if it's any better. Maybe if we just shave the whole thing and start from scratch. Every Liberty Mutual commercial should be the Limu Emu. Sorry to whatever that is that they do when they film stuff on a dock, like in front of the Statue of Liberty. But yeah, they should all just be the Limu Emu. Stop wasting our time. Unless the emu asks for too much money, in which case, kind of makes a little sense. I think this is the last commercial break that they're able to squeeze in. My son thinks that is hysterical. No, actually, he's laughing at his tablet.
This is a tablet.
That is your tablet.
Tablet. Ooh. Tablet.
Commercials for people to deliver water. Never thought I would see it. But again, as a child, if somebody told me that water wouldn't be free and that people would charge for it, I would say, isn't that kind of like charging for air, which people charge for? The times that we're living in. Because I'm completely incapable of taking care of children. I mean, that's a lot of kids. They're still homeschooled and stupid as all hell. You know what that means? Another kid's coming. Vacation without the kids, we can pound away all we like, come back here and make it an even 6. Not bad. Maybe do that outside with a trampoline. Oh, good. A gecko. See? Just like I was talking about my pets, like, I'm not going to have something running around the house, but you can put this in a cage. Well, as a former trumpet player, stick with the guitar, buddy. One of them's got a future. Anybody know who Wynton Marsalis is? All right. Hopefully you all enjoyed that episode as much as I did. Could do it all day. We'll be back soon with the weirdness that you've come to expect. Don't forget, feel free to email me. Let me know if there's something you want to talk about. If you've got some weird story, I'd love to hear it. It's like a nice jumping off point. All right, everybody. Pieces.
Let's see it.